Hello, welcome to Blogging for Programmers. I am Lewis Davidson, and this episode is a long time in the coming. I really had planned to do a lot more of these vlogs, the whole 9 yards, and I just got stuck. And I can't believe I've done so few at this point because I'd done 24 at Christmas. And as I was doing this, I started to write this topic, and on my screen here it says, "Forgive yourself when you can't keep up." And that's the sentiment of the night. But what I really want to say is just to remind people what schedules are all about. Schedules are about the future. We make schedules to tell us what we're going to do in the future. We don't make schedules to say what we were going to do in the past. And we make schedules in a way that we expect to be able to complete them. So one of my earlier videos was writing a schedule for yourself and keeping up with it. And I tried. I had originally said I'm going to do 2 of these a week. Then it was 1 a week. Then it was none a week. Then it was every time I go post a blog, I'm like, it says right there, you do a vlog about blogging for programmers. And I was going to do a lot of them. So I realized that I needed to take care of myself and forgive myself for not doing it. But I also needed to remind other people that's the same thing. You do what you do. Like, if you have, if you thought about a Venn diagram of what's important work-wise, there's a job you have that you have to do, and you have to finish, and you have to keep up with, so you can feed yourself, feed your family, do whatever it is you have to do. Then there's, if you have a family, if you have others in your life that you need to connect with, you need to do that. That needs to be second. Like, feeding them is first, entertaining them is second. But then you start adding on things. And blogging and vlogging is not way far out from me, but it's not the center. And sometimes life just takes over. I had a few vacations in there. And then when I came back from vacation a few weeks ago, it was July the 4th, I went to Nashville for the Hot Chicken Festival. And I came home sick, as I so frequently do from a trip. And it took me about 3.5, 4 weeks till I really felt like I could talk like this. I can still hear a little bit of difference in my voice. But I'm back. I'm going to do these videos. I'm going to try to make good points and help you learn to write and help you learn what it is that I know I look for in a blog, in a post, in an article that tells me you're interesting and you're going to teach me something. So the key to a schedule is to sit down and say, this is what I can do. And then don't say for the rest of the year. I mean, you can hope you can do it for the rest of the year, but don't say you're going to do it for the rest of the year. Say you're going to do it for a month. And at the end of the month, reevaluate. If you've done any sort of agile programming, agile, methodology, that's kind of what they do. They have a check-in every 2 weeks, every week, every month, whatever their cadence is. And you ask yourself, is this good for me? And if you can push through whatever schedule you had, that's great. If you can't because you get sick, because you hurt yourself, because you just felt like watching the World Cup, right? Totally okay. Sometimes you just say, forget the schedule. I don't think I've ever seen a schedule that actually was, finished, worked, except for, like the football game, soccer, American football, which is on today, I think is the first day. So like a schedule for a football game or a soccer match or a football game, those things go off and they finish on time. Sometimes they run over a little bit. That's not the kind of schedule I'm talking about. I'm talking about the kind of schedule where you say, I'm going to build a new piece of software. I'm going to build a new house. We're going to add this to the city. There's a greenway in our city that they've been promising certain sections would be finished for years. And there's so much that goes into getting to the point where you've done something to reach that schedule that it sometimes doesn't happen. Try to make a schedule like I've mentioned before, but also try to understand when you make it, when you don't make it, when you and reevaluate and say, I can't do that. I can't do a post every week. I can't do a post every month. And I also mentioned keeping ahead. That's, same thing. The more you can keep ahead, the more you can keep that schedule. But I'll tell you what, once I get something in the can and scheduled, right now, for the first time in 3 months, I've got 2 blog posts almost ready for the next 2 weeks. And I've got 3 or 4 editorials pre-written. So if I don't feel like writing, I can grab one and put it out there. But every time I post something that I had scheduled, I'm like, no, that's 1 week closer to being behind. So let it drive you, but don't let it drive you crazy. Schedules are for the future, but don't beat yourself up too much when you don't make it, as long as you can remember why you didn't make it, because usually it's going to be a really good reason. All right. Thank you. See you next time. I'm not going to say next week. I am getting ready to record the next episode, but getting it up, getting it edited, getting all the things put together. I don't know. I'm going to do my best. All right. Till next time.